Sometimes I look back on like my first couple weeks and stuff, and I get so embarrassed. Like me and Robbie Fox will talk about it all the time. And I was like, I was a bitch and you were a dick. Like we thought
to each other?
Yeah,
there was a little like and to like we thought we were so cool. Like we thought we were so cool. And I was the first like girl besides Erica in that office, besides like a couple salespeople. And I just thought like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I like cringe thinking back. I have a very vivid memory of most things in my life, which I'm not autistic, but like I just like remember a lot of things.
You should drink more.
And yeah, well, I did smoke a lot of weed and I stopped, but I just like get a flashback and like it pours over my body and like I'm like, oh, I can't believe I said that or did that. Like some of the things in the beginning.
Did you see the picture that Erica gave me a framed picture of it's me, you, her, Dave, and Keith at the first American Idol, Barstool Idol. And for some reason, we're all like mean mugging, and it's the most awkward picture. And it's the most awkward collection. It's not like me, you, and Keith had like a little crew together or something. Like, what even is this picture?
I was 19 and an intern. Like, I don't even know why I'm in that picture.
That was so funny. But I remember that. Remember that girl was like, I want to be the first girl at Barstool, and you were like, excuse me.
Well, she was like,
crowd went, whoa.
Yeah. Well, she looked around. She said, I don't see any girls giving the guys a run for their money. And I was like, I'm literally. I was right behind her, and I was like, I'm right here. And that was actually the first day of Barstool Idol was the first day that I started getting paid, basically. Like, Dave called me into his office, and he was like, I didn't know you were, like, funny. And I was like, okay. Yeah, and he was like, do you want to get, like, paid for this? Like, is this something you want to do? And I was like, that would be fun. Like, I'm doing the internship. I'd love to get paid. Yeah. And then from there, it just started.
So you were in school and dropped out or never were in school?
I was in school and I dropped out. Yeah. Well, I went to Pace before, like, my first year of college. I went to Pace for a semester, dropped out. I hated it. Weird collection of people there. Like, I just didn't fit in. I lived there. I really didn't like it. Dropped out.
Where was Pace?
In the city, downtown.
Okay.
And then
Pace is weird. Like, going to college in the city is just kind of weird because it's like not a real college experience, but it is, but it's not. It's weird.
Thought that I wanted to go to school in the city when I was younger, but I also loved partying and everything, so I don't know why I didn't look for that somewhere else, but I also didn't really have great grades to like go to a big party school. So
West Virginia, baby.
Yeah.
I had a few friends go to West Virginia. The dumbest people alive. Like straight up, I think one girl from out of state at a state school got in with like a sub 1 GPA.
Yeah. Or like Arizona State, which I guess. But I dropped out of Pace, and then I just worked for the rest of the semester, and I worked that whole summer.
Where'd you work?
I was a pharmacy tech, which I talk about all the time because it was the best fucking job ever. Like, I seriously loved it. Like,
really?
I would fill people's prescriptions. Like, who am I to be filling people's...
you were... Oh, I thought you were like the door-to-door, like pharmacy sales girl.
Does that mean you have like the little spoon you're putting in the capsules?
It was a counter, and I filled the capsules. So, can I
they
tell you
let
something?
Rhea behind the counter?
I
for
what,
drugs?
18, 19?
18. So, can I tell you something, though? Pharmacists, right, obviously, you know, they're, like, good at their job. Like, they know... all they fucking do is type it on the computer,
and then you do that shit.
And then the pharmacy tech,
like anything else in the world.
does all of the work of, like, counting the pills, like, closing them up.
No way! I did not know that.
That's crazy. You can just be like, do it. A couple of these, a couple of those, a little grab bag.
There's only a couple of states where you're allowed to be a pharmacy tech without going to school for it. If the pharmacist New York's one of them. If the pharmacist just teaches you. So I loved this job. I felt so smart. I was like, I'm filling your fucking prescription. Yeah, I wore like a white lab coat, and I was like, wow, like maybe because I wanted to.
That's crazy.
I wanted to act my whole life. I just wanted to be an entertainer of any sort. And then when I started doing the pharmacy tech, I was like, maybe I'm a doctor. Maybe I'm smart. Like, I don't think so, but maybe.
Did you like go to work hungover and shit like that?
Well, I didn't have a lot of friends at the time because all of my friends or most of my friends went away to school. And I had one friend who stayed home. And we kind of were just like basically losers at that point because everyone was away. Like, we had just graduated high school. Everyone went off and did their thing. Yeah. I'm at home basically doing nothing all the time besides going to work. And then I would hang out with my brother's only 3 years older than me. And my brother was home and he had a group of friends. So I would hang out with my brother and his friends and stuff. And like, that's when I would go out. But besides that, like, I just woke up and went to work at 8 a.m. every day until 4 o'clock for 6 days a week. I had one day off. And No, but I loved, like, I was like, I came home and I would like talk about the people at the pharmacy. Like, I made friends at work. Like, it was a good time. And then I started going to FIT because I was like, I can't be a pharmacy tech forever.
Right.
Started going to FIT, but within the first 2 weeks of going to FIT is when I got the internship here.
Got
Dude,
it.
I have taken like I take omeprazole now, like for my acid reflux.
Yeah, I can
and
tell
there
you
are some
every
days
pill.
where I'm like, it didn't take. And that's because a hungover 18-year-old put Valtrex in that pill instead.
It's
Wrong bottle. my bad.
it's crazy, and you know, a lot of times like you started to get to know the drug addicts.
Yeah.
Because people would come in with their like
Like,
oxy
you gotta fill
prescriptions,
it.
Shaking.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they'd come in and I'd fill it, and I had the counter, so it wasn't like I had to manually count them. You like put it into a thing and it counts for you, but you would do it a couple times with the those types of pills because
Narcotics, whatever,
yeah, and guys would come in, or girls, but mostly guys would come in. They'd be like, "You forgot a pill," and I'm like, "No, I'll recount
Wow.
them. I'll recount them." And then you'd recount
That's
them, and there'd be
grimy.
one missing because they
Took
took
it,
it.
yeah.
And
Wow,
then
what a bunch
you'd
of
have to talk to say the
scumbags.
pharmacist, and they're like, "Just fucking give them the pill."
Yeah.
Like at that point, you know,
Shit.
like at that point, they're
And
like,
that's why we have an opioid
and,
crisis.
Yeah, and if they knew the person was really bad, like it was somebody that tried to do it
A
often,
repeat offender.
they'd be like, "No, we
No.
know that she counted them right."
Yeah.
Like, so it was crazy,
That's
but yeah.
grimy, man.
I started working here 2 weeks within FIT.
Did you finish that semester or did you drop out?
I finished that semester and then I dropped out. But
Did you like it? I've actually been thinking about auditing some classes at FIT.
What?
I've been thinking about auditing some classes at FIT.
Don't.
What does that mean?
I'm just like going to state
you
class.
would like it there because it's such a like an eclectic group of people that like everyone's
'Cause
wearing.
we walk by it.
different
I walk by it every day on the way
Yeah,
home, and
I
I'm
know,
like,
it's
I'm just gonna go home and
right
sit on the couch
here.
and watch
It is
TV.
right here.
Why don't I
And-
like pop into a class
Yeah.
and fucking learn clothes?
Go back to school, John. We've
No,
been
no,
pushing
no.
for it.
I'm not going. No, I would go because like I'm interested in
Just
that kind of
for-
stuff.
yeah.
I don't want to go learn about fucking history and shit.
Yeah,
Maybe
it was.
we can get
it
you
was
some college
interesting.
credits, though. You get your diploma finally.
The only thing I didn't fuck with was like I was used to going to class just like in comfy clothes, just like how any normal person does.
Oh, but
then
everyone
they're
dresses to the
fucking they're in
nines.
heels at 8
Yeah.
a.m. and so then I would have to like dress up and girls would be eating like seaweed. Like those
Yeah.
seaweed snacks.
Yo, FIT is
that
not
aren't-
your vibe,
No,
man.
it wasn't. And I had a 3.8 GPA at Pace and dropped out. And then when I was done with FIT, I had like a 1.4 because I was
Wow.
I was only coming here. Like
Yeah, you're
there
so
were
fuck it.
times where Dave would text me and Glenn and be like, "Is there any way you guys can like show up today for this thing?" And me and Glenn would be like,
fuck
"All right,
it.
we're not going to school today."
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
But
and then
you
it
guys
ended
are
up
smart.
working
I
out.
remember talking. I remember Bob and you and Glenny, and at that point, I was still like, I really think you guys should get your degree.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I didn't.
just,
I didn't
like,
choose
Barstool will be
Barstool over a
waiting.
degree. I wasn't allowed. That
yeah,
was,
like Barstool will be here, get your degree,
Mm-hmm.
and then it turned out to be the dumbest thing ever. Like, definitely don't worry about your degree.
You know, I remember this conversation. You know, when Glenn first did the rundown, it was like basically our first. We were here for like maybe 6 months, and you guys did the rundown on TV.
Yeah. When he was
right,
in the bus.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And I remember being so jealous because I was like, why does he get to do that and I don't get to go? But I was still an intern, so there was no reason why I should have been going, whatever.
Right.
And I remember everyone coming home and we were standing in a circle talking. It was like me, Glenn, Erica. And Erica was like, "Glenny, like, you're such a star. Like, the rundown was so great. You're such a star." And she turned to me and she was like, "Don't worry. Like, you'll have your day one day too." And I was like, in my head, I'm like, Will I fucking have? Will I be like Glenn?
Go back to FIT.
Will I be like Glenny Balls one
Will I be
day?
a star?
Yo, but you are a star.
You get out what you put
now.
in.